Welcome to Last Call, a game by Stardust Soda. A fun group, a visual novel about repairing broken relationships, letting go of regrets. We see our protagonist Dawn, and so we get to help her either reconcile with the most important people in her life, or have them walk out permanently. We either make good on these relationships, rebuild them, rekindle them, or we let them go and move on. Let's see how things go. From what I hear, this game has a lot of... Naturally, given the subject matter, it has a lot of branching paths, branching outcomes, depending on the choices we make, so... Excuse me. They give the unconscious figure a good shake. Miss, are you alright? Oh, sorry. I guess I've just had too much to drink. Her words are slurred, and the bartender laughs. It happens more often than you'd think. Any case, it's late, and I should be closing. Should I call someone to come pick you up? No, I can get home on my own. She says this as she stumbles to get on her feet. Bartender reaches over the bar to steady her. Are you alright? I'm fine. She leans her weight on the bar stool and strongly considers sitting back down properly again. Clearly you're not. Should I call you a taxi service then? She rifles through her purse, contents spilling out onto her lap. It's easy enough to catch everything. Not much in there. Definitely not enough to afford a ride home. She probably doesn't even have enough to settle her tab here, but she figures she must have already done that before passing out. She hopes. At least the bartender hasn't been harassing her about the bill. Maybe if she paid for a cab through her phone? But a quick press of the button tells her it's dead. Her hesitation does not go unnoticed. Should I call someone to come pick you up then? They repeat themselves, and she bites her lip anxiously. There are only two people's phone numbers she knows off by heart, and she suspects that neither of them are particularly eager to speak to her at the moment. But it's not like she has any other options, so she clenches her fist and answers. Oh, call my best friend, call my brother. Okay. Family or friendship first? Well, I vote for family first. Please call my brother for me. She recites the number for them without hesitation, though it's been long since she last dialed it. Her memory is clear and crisp. Of course. She hears the door open, but she doesn't turn around. She's not sure why. Oh. How do we feel? She's nervous. She tries her best to steady her nerves. It's been a long time, but it wasn't as though she could go her entire life without ever speaking to her brother again, right? Dawn? As he pulls up a bar stool next to her, Dawn thinks to herself that she's never seen him carry himself like this, with so much confidence and self-assuredness. It's difficult for her to meet his gaze. She has to admit that part of her thought he'd still be clamoring for attention and approval, just like when they were kids. Younger brother, then. But seeing him now, it's clear to her that those days are long behind them. She opens her mouth, but no words came out. Look, Are you alright? I'm fine. It comes out terse and cold, and he flinches. She does too. She didn't mean it like that. Well, good for you then. He turns on his heel, already headed for the door. No, wait! Oh, she moves to chase after him, but she lands on the floor with not a jot of the grace she was once so renowned for. He's about to laugh. She can tell these things, but he catches himself in time. Here. She winces as she lets him pull her up to her feet. don't leave me here. I'm not. Are we going? He's still holding her arm, and he gives it a good tug. She takes a few steps, and then doubles over. What now? I think I'm gonna be sick. Here, sit down. Sober up. With this help, she gets herself seated again. He gets back in his seat, too, and lights up a cigarette in a quick, fluid motion. She smacks it out of his... She smacks it out of his hands, sloppily. What? You're smoking! Not anymore, I'm not. What's your problem? First, you shouldn't be smoking. It's a bad habit. The fact that it's ironic she's saying this while with slurred words is lost on her. I can't... Second, haven't you ever heard of smoking bans? Pretty sure those went into place before you were even old enough to buy a pack. Are you trying to look cool for your friends or something? I swear! It's been years, but she falls back into admonishing him as easily as if it was just yesterday she caught him sneaking his first sip of hard liquor. He brushes it off easily. He's not blind to the fact that she's always been a bit of a hypocrite. Well, they don't care, do they? He nods toward the bartender, who turns around as though they've seen nothing. Ace takes this as a sign of approval and lights up again. Bad habit, brother? Well, we gotta admit the hypocrisy in this, but let it be. It just about falls short of it being physically being painful for her to restrain herself. But now's not the time and place. She waits. He waits. So, you're back in town. Clear. She catches herself from snapping instinctively, just in time. Yeah. And you didn't think to tell me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not a lot, but she's trying. It's a start. She bites her lip, not knowing what to say. He doesn't either, but he waves over the bartender and they soon return with a glass of water. He sets it down in front of her. Drink it. She sips it in silence and shoots sneaky little glances at him all the while. You look different. He shifts his weight, clearly made uncomfortable by this statement. Like, good different. Oh. Thanks. So, what's new? It's a weak way to change the topic, but she doesn't mind. It's not as though she's got much else to say, much else to offer. Talk about our work? Or ask about his? Well, let's ask about... Yes, does. Okay, let's talk about work. Oh, well, you know how modeling is. I had a job that brought me back into town, so... Here? Yeah, I mean, they're always on the lookout for new shoot locations. We're not too far from the city, so... Huh. I'd have thought that you'd much rather chew off your own leg than come back here. But what do I know? Oof. Ow. So, how are Mom and Dad doing? Fine. Doing better. Doing better? Were they doing worse before? They split up? For several months? A year? Wait, what? They got a divorce? No, like... trial separation, they called it. Nothing official. Felt official. Oh. She wonders if she could ask, but it feels like prying. Odd, considering it's her family, too. There's a brief silence in which they both seem to want to ask the other something, before he continues. I don't know the exact details of why. I wasn't home that often when it got really, properly bad. I mean, I'd go back every other weekend or so, but one of them would usually have some excuse to be away half the time. Those proper sit-down dinners, all three of us there, though. Could cut the tension with a knife. Oof. Never found out if it was cheating or just drifting apart, but well, it's hard to think of our parents like that, right? You always think they're going to be there forever. That everything's going to stay the same. They're back together now, and I guess it's fine. Or it's getting there. I had no idea. I feel like I have a pretty good guess as to which is the positive and which is the negative outcome of these choices. Empathy. At least we were both out of the house by then. What difference does it make? I mean, you were living in your dorm, and I wasn't even in town. Imagine if it was going down when we were all still under the same roof. Yeesh. That doesn't make it any better. Our parents still split up. Yeah, it was temporary, but... Look, you might have been fine keeping us, at arm's length, but I wasn't. I'm not. It was hard. Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they were both, You're getting a bit too old to play happy families, Ace. Our parents' marriage was never that perfect. I'm not looking for perfection, I'm just... looking for okay. Looking for stability. Just to get through the day without an argument. I think my family is something worth the work. It's worth me at least trying, even if I'm helpless in this situation. His use of my instead of our does not go unnoticed by her. She stops talking. Oof. She does not waste the silence he gives her. It's a ripe opportunity for her to lament her failings as an older sibling. She takes another sip of her water and looks over at him. He doesn't meet her gaze, but it looks like he's got something on his mind, too. She's about to open her mouth to ask, but he beats her to the punch. Hey. Why didn't you visit? She's confused. Didn't they just go over this? I just told you, I didn't know. Not that. A couple years ago, when I came out. Finally meets her gaze, looking at her expectantly. Now it's her turn to duck her head hesitantly. Ooh. She still remembers the email he sent her, nearly word for word. Did she not respond? Oh? I'm so sorry. It feels like too little. It is too little. Guilt washes over her. It's one of those things she thinks about at night when she's lying awake in bed. She should have done more, she always thinks, but is it too late? And so she says nothing, but she continues to worry and berate herself. Neither her guilt nor her worrying helps Ace. Not that it seems like he really needs her help these days. It's a start. She meets his eyes. I know it's not nearly enough, but I'm sorry. She leaves out the part about the guilt and the worrying. It's not about her this time. There we go. Do you want to talk about it? He says nothing, but he doesn't say no. Was it hard? No. And yes. Mom and Dad, it was hard for them. I guess they'd always had problems, even then, and I was just adding something else into the mix. It wasn't your fault. You know that, right? I know. It's just... I got to thinking. I mean, they took it better than most. I didn't get kicked out or anything, but... Yeah, they've grown to accept it. Sometimes I wonder how much of it is them just trying to placate me. I used to hear them speaking about me when they thought they couldn't hear in another room, when it was still new. Around me, they were careful, walking on eggshells, apologizing when they slip up. When it was just the two of them, when they thought I couldn't hear, they wouldn't correct each other. Wrong pronouns, wrong name, oh. There's a part of me, the rational part, trying to say that they were probably just getting used to it, that old habits die hard, that they still didn't realize that I was serious, that it was something important to me, and that now they're different, they understand, but there's a part of me that can't shake the feeling that they're still doing that, years down the line, and I'm too scared to ask, too scared to confront them. And I hate it. I hate assuming the worst of my parents, for all their faults. I don't think I would be able to cut them off completely. Maybe that makes me weak. No, that makes you good. That... I don't... There are absolutely definite reasons where it's for your own well-being, you cut your parents out of your life. And just... There are absolutely definite reasons where it's just for your own well-being. It's time to cut your parents out of your life. But that doesn't mean it's that doesn't mean it's not hard. It's hard to just unlearn that relationship. Maybe that makes me weak. I guess not like you, huh? It's typical Ace behavior. Some things haven't changed. It's a clear sign that the conversation is getting far too personal than he's comfortable with. Not like me. Yeah, moved away and left your family behind. Like I was just dead weight. It was so easy for you. That's not exactly how it happened. Oh, fuck off. It's exactly how it looked to me. You got what you always dreamed of, and nothing else mattered to you anymore. Not even me. Even the fact that you were the one person I admired most in the world. That didn't fucking matter to you. She feels a lump build in her throat. She tries to swallow it, but it just feels like she's choking. Part of her wants to leap to her own defense, but the other part of her... She wonders if she deserves this. I feel like protesting would be the wrong answer. Can we explain? You're right. It wasn't the nicest thing I've ever done, just up and leaving. But it wasn't that you just didn't matter to me. I was selfish then. I saw what I wanted, and I needed to chase after it. You're right, in a way. It did come across like I'd forgotten about everyone. I guess my intentions don't matter if I ended up hurting you. I just wanted to say, it wasn't what I meant to do. And I'm sorry. Really. It's ironic. I really just wanted you and everyone else to be proud of me. Especially you. I wanted to be worthy of your admiration. But... well, I've always been a bit of a mess, haven't I? She laughs awkwardly and humorlessly. Whatever. Don't you have a runway to walk down or something? What? Admit the truth. So we were lying about, Well, I mean, surely nothing bad could happen if we continue. Like I said, I have a shoot in town. Comes out perfectly rehearsed. It should. She's been saying it every time she runs into someone she used to know since she's been back. Oh no. How exciting for you. Well, it's really nothing. I mean, she takes a swig of her water nervously. Did she lose her job? I mean... Oh, fuck. I lied. Huh? I got dropped by my agency. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Why didn't you just lead with that? I don't know. It's pathetic. And I guess I didn't want you to worry. You doing okay, though? It's as though he's forgotten what brought him here in the first place, and she gestures to their surroundings bitterly. Do I look like I'm doing okay? Clearly I'm doing great. Right. No, I mean, I'll live. Do you have a job? Where are you living? I mean, yeah, I've got a job for now. It's not ideal, but it pays rent. So, you're doing alright? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Made it so far on my own, I'll be able to push through. Yeah, you've always managed so much by yourself. That's why I always looked up to you when I was little, you know? I always needed to rely on others. Mom, Dad, you, my friends. She forces a smile. I always land on my feet. There's no reason for you to worry about me, so please don't worry. I never need to. But what about you? Isn't this a weekday? Do you have class tomorrow? Yeah, there's 9 a.m. class tomorrow. I can call in sick, though. She stands up quickly, and the room spins, but not as much as it did before. She steadies herself. There are more important things right now. 9 a.m.? You need to go home now. Let's leave. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I am. Oh, I will be. I don't want to drag you down with me. Come on, let's get going. Should that be my line? Oh, head pat. At least let me drop you off first in the cab. I won't say no to that. The two of them share a laugh as they leave the bar. Aww. Oh, okay. She can't resist giving him a pat on the head, just like old times. Aww. Seems to be a relatively very warm and positive outcome, so to speak. There's never a 100% perfect answer when it comes to patching things up. You can start, but it's a solid start. But we gotta build on that from there. I'm curious... Oh? Okay. Now, are these all of the, endings for Ace? Interesting. Old habits die hard. So, keeping up appearances. So, it seems like this has to be, convincing Ace that we still have our job. Okay, so I wonder. So it seems like this, we keep up the charade that we still have our job and it's going well. This feels like the worst ending out of all of this. And this feels like the best. So I've got more to see of Ace's route. We're going to experiment with some of these then in a second. Let's see what happens. So let's see what happens if we try to protest. You'd have done the same thing in my shoes. What's so wrong with following my dreams? A bit standoffish. It wasn't like I'd forgotten about you all. I just got a little busy, that's it. Not everything is about you. Oh no, this was definitely the worst outcome. Whatever, don't you have a runway to walk down or something? Continue. Like I said, I have a shoot in town. It's not perfectly rehearsed. It should. She's been saying it every time she runs into someone she used to know since she's been back. Well, good for you. It's a really intense shoot, actually, so I think I'll be in town for a while, I think. Ah, yep, this is it. The photographers are trying this new thing where... oh no. She can't stop the lies and embellishments from flowing out of her mouth. She gets really into the details of this completely fictitious shoot, elaborating on why the process takes so long. That last bit of airs we put on was enough to keep the lies going, to not break down the facade. It's something that's hard to understand if you're not in the industry. Yeah, sure seems that way. His words are clipped, short, unfamiliarly cold. She watches as he stands up with a sigh. Guess some things haven't changed. Musters up a weak smile, a pale imitation of what she's used to seeing from many years ago. I'm tired, and have a morning class tomorrow. He rummages through his pockets, pulling out several crumpled notes. This enough to get you home? Oh. She watches as he stands up. She wants to ask him where he's going. She almost gets the words out, but she realizes how needy and desperate that would make her sound. She's always had the upper hand in this relationship. It's always been him looking up to her, him wanting her attention, him needing her to guide him through life. And she realizes she'll sooner let him go than to sacrifice her pride. Take care of yourself, yeah? It's obvious you won't let anyone else do it. His tone almost seems friendly. He even says them with a half laugh. But Dawn can't mistake his words for anything other than a goodbye. And that's it. Just like that. Yep, the price of pride. We ruined our chance at reconciliation. So it seems like we have the worst possible ending and the best possible ending to go. So I'm curious how far back we'll have to go for that. So we can get angry from the get-go. So at some point the barometer becomes, how much do we admit how far we've fallen and let that wall down, and how much do we fight to keep that wall up? So this one did come up rather quickly, so let's see. We'll be back momentarily. Okay, let's try the worst possible outcome. Start with this. She clenches her fist tightly around her dead phone. Whether it's out of anger at herself or at him, she doesn't really know. It's been a long time. It wasn't as though she could just go in her entire life without ever speaking to her brother again, right? Anger at herself. Oh, that's an interesting angle. Dawn? As he pulls up a bar stool next to her, Dawn thinks to herself that she's never seen him carry himself like this. So much confidence and self-assuredness. Ooh, does this change anything? Snatch. Oh, and she falls down. She lunges at him, causing him to dodge and drop his cigarette. She, too, falls to the ground. Again. I don't really care about the smoking, but could you keep the falling to a minimum? She nods mutely as she climbs back up onto her seat. She waits. Let's see, he waits. What's gonna change? Ooh. We're back in town. We apologized first time. It slipped my mind. I've just been busy, that's all. Just forgot. Yeah, I can see that that's the sort of thing you just forget. She bites her lip, not knowing what to say. Oh, gets her a glass of water. Just going to drop this down here. It's going to load from here. I'm just slight jump cut here, so I wanted to refresh my memory. But yeah, the worst sounding ending is called Deadbeat Sibling. So let's just go back and talk about ourselves again. Oh, we can do this. You should have told me. You should have told me. What good would it have done? Oh, this is completely new. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, that's a really difficult situation. I'm sorry you had to go through all that alone. Yeah, thanks. I don't know how I could have helped, but maybe I could have listened. Would it have been better if I came back to visit you? Yeah, I don't know. Really, what could you have done? It was out of our hands. Might have been easier on you if you didn't feel so isolated. It's over and done with. There's no point now. I guess you're right. I'm sorry. It's been years since they last spoke. Really spoke. She worries she wouldn't be able to look after him like old times. Not that she's been doing much of that lately. Lamenting her failings as an older sibling. We can do... I replied to your email. You could have talked, though. Comes out as defensive and haughty, and he laughs? He laughs. She barely recognizes it as a laugh. It's an unfamiliar sound. Far from the cheery chuckles she's used to coming from him. Almost sounds like he's choking. You know what? I don't know what I expected. I don't know why I thought you'd even care. Was it not enough? You could have tried to... Wow. Okay. Pulls out several bills from his pocket and slams them onto the bar with force. Fucking wow. Take a cab home. I'm done. She stares at the bills left on the counter, but she can't bring herself to pick them up. She feels like she might be sick. Oof. Yes, that is... Yep, okay. That's enough for, that's where that was lie and say that it's enough. That was explicitly referring to that part of the... That stung, and hopefully... Ugh, that was bad. That was bad. I know some people are more comfortable communicating through text and email and stuff, rather than over the phone, but for something that personal, you don't just You don't just rattle off an impersonal email like that. That abrupt ending was deserved, based on how we played that out. Now I have an idea of what the final ending, dealing with Ace, dealing with Dawn's brother, is going to entail, based on how the story of their relationship has come to light thus far. I'm not 100% sure what the trigger is for it, though. My guess is... see what it's going to entail. Dawn asking for help. Okay, let's just start from the top. We're nervous. We're back. And we'll let it be. No falling. Apologize. Don't talk about work. Well, I mean, we'll save over this. We don't want the bad route. We haven't asked him about university. Oh, you know, the usual. I wouldn't know, but... You're what, in your second year of university now? How's that going? Fine. Another pause. She glances over and he's pulled out his phone. Part of her wants to berate him for his rudeness, but in the awkward silence, she would have done the same if hers weren't dead. I don't know what to ask. I don't know the first thing about engineering. He doesn't look up from his phone, but she thinks she hears him laugh. A chuckle, maybe. She thinks. It's okay. It's not that exciting to other people. It's not even that exciting for me sometimes. Ooh, oh, that sounds rough. We don't want to do that. It's better than how my university career went. Well, you're doing better than me. Didn't even finish my degree, and it was a joke of a degree. She laughs dryly. Even she's surprised by how bitter it came out. University isn't for everyone. If you can do what you want to do and support yourself, I don't see the problem with not finishing school. Yeah, do what I want to do. Oh. Now I feel like, let's not play this off. You should have told me. What good would it have done? Let's try this. I could have tried to help. What could you have done? I don't know. You could have come stay with me for a while, wait for things to blow over. I didn't know whether or not it would blow over then. It felt like everything was falling apart. I thought they were going to get divorced for real. What good would running away to you have done? I'm just going to bail as soon as things get hard. It's just, I'm your big sister, you know? I'm supposed to look out for you. Can you really, though? Because you've done a great job these past few years. She does not waste the silence he gives her. It's a ripe opportunity for her to lament her failings as an older sibling. Let's not do this. That's the worst thing we could do. I'm so sorry. It feels like too little. It is too little. Guilt washes over her. This is one of those things she thinks about at night when she's lying awake in bed. She should have done more, she always thinks. But is it too late? So she says nothing, but she continues to worry and berate herself. But neither her guilt nor her worrying helps Ace. Not that it seems like he needs her help these days. Let's move right along. Now let's try to apologize. She starts, but she can barely put together the words to string together an explanation. She's starting to feel like she deserves this, at least a little. I'm sorry that you felt that way. Whatever. Don't you ever run away to walk down or something? Now let's just straight up admit it. No. I don't. He looks confused. My agency dropped me. Oh. That's why I'm back. I guess the secret's out. I'm sorry. That sucks. She laughs. Yeah, that about sums it up. You doing okay, though? It's as though he's forgotten what brought him here in the first place, and she gestures to their surroundings bitterly. Clearly I'm doing great. Right. No. I mean, I'll live. Do you have a job? Where are you living? She burst into laughter despite herself. It's really not that funny. Well, maybe it is. But if you're not me. I work at a department store counter, selling makeup. Ah, yeah, this went further than it did the last better ending we got. That's not a bad job. I guess it could be worse. But I mean, I used to be the face of that company. Now I'm just another face. At least no one's recognized me. My finances were in much worse shape than I'd thought. I thought you were making good money for a while. I was also spending good money. Never had much of a head for math, or being responsible. She laughs. Again. Not like you. Me? I always felt a little inadequate next to you, to be honest. But why? Well, let's see. You're a bright kid, adult, who knows what he wants in life. You work hard, and you're responsible. You don't run away when things get difficult. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to help you out when you needed it. Thank you. I mean, the one thing I had going for me was that I was super tall and passably pretty. But even that's not enough to get me anywhere now. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You know, it's not too late to start over, even if you wanted to go back to university. Really? You think so? It might be hard, but I think you'll be able to do it. You've always been determined like that. After all, it takes a lot of fucking guts to just to drop everything to move to the city to chase your dreams. She laughs bitterly. Because that works so well. Sometimes things just don't work out. She can't stop herself from rolling her eyes. Why? Are you going to give me that spiel about how I didn't want it badly enough or something? That's bullshit. Completely. Sometimes things don't go the way you want it to, and yeah, it sucks. It's not anyone's fault in particular. And I'm not saying that you should blame yourself. But you still gotta keep going. Sometimes you can't control what kind of shit life's gonna throw your way. But you still have to pick yourself back up and soldier on. You have to try. I mean, I don't know why I'm giving you this pep talk. It seems like you're doing a fairly decent job of it. I'm sure many others would have handled it much worse. I think, given our current setting, we actually really needed this pep talk. But if you're unhappy, you should try to do anything you can to change that. Not for anyone else, but for you. But it's just hard. It's fucking difficult. I'm not saying it'll be easy, but you don't have to do it all alone, you know? It's okay to rely on the people in your life sometimes. Like me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? I am the older sibling, you know. What does that matter? Family should look out for family. I'm not going to look down on you for admitting you need help now and then. I'd be happy that you thought you could rely on me now and then. I guess. Conversation falls into silence once again, but it's more comfortable this time than it has ever been this entire night. We've finally cleared the air a bit. I think I'm ready to go. He helps her up, and they head toward the door. Where do you live now? She's about to recite the address of the tiny apartment she sublets an even tinier bedroom in, but another address comes to mind. Can you... Oh? Do you mind taking me home? You think you're ready to face Mom and Dad like that? She stumbles and leans on him for support, illustrating his point a little. Well, that's fine with me. I like being the favorite. The two of them share a laugh as they walk through the door. Aw. That was a really sweet ending. I'm glad I saved that one for last. That was really sweet. And that's just... I think it hit me home a little more than expected, because I went through a period of my life where, like that, where things fell apart all of a sudden, and I tried to keep up this delusion that everything was alright, and not wanting to admit that I had failed at something to my family and the like. When it felt the worst to admit, first, that you failed, and second, that you needed help to get back up and going again. So, true end for that route, I'd say. True end. Got that mutual trust. It's okay to ask for help. It absolutely is okay to ask for help. It's okay to rely on the people in your life every once in a while, when you need it, to support you and to help you get by, to help you get back on your feet, to help you stay upright when you feel like you're stumbling by yourself. It's okay. After everything that those two siblings have been through, brother and sister, I say, not only has she taken steps to kind of repair everything that happened with her just leaving out of the blue, leaving everything behind and not staying in touch, she let her guard down, let go of that stubborn pride, not wanting to admit you failed, and asked for help. In this case, I think they're going to be okay.